Hello, everybody. And we are live for the first official episode of Just Gaming Tingz. Welcome aboard, everybody. It's so nice to see you all, but as you can see, we have there's a bunch of us here. Hello, hi.
Hi, hello.
Hey.
Yes. So we can start our introductions in just a quick second. But we firstly want to thank everybody who has followed this account already, everybody who has been supporting us on our Twitter, everything at Just Gaming Tingz with a Z. Don't forget that. Never forget that.
Leave
Um,
off the Z.
don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't even try it. But yes, we are Just Gaming Things. We are bringing the queer perspective onto video game news, and nerdy stuff in general. So let's get started with some introductions, shall we? We could start with Shalora and just go within the order of people from left to right as people can see us on the screen. So we can start with Shalora, and then Jam, and then Koga, and then me, and then Spin. Let's go. Let's get into it.
Why did it have to be alphabetical?
I know, right?
Right.
Why did we do it?
Clear Laura.
Freaking fairness, you know what I
Love
mean?
that. Love that.
But hi,
Um,
Chalora.
Hi. What is going on?
We're just podcasting,
You know, just, just awkward things.
just
Just
awkward things, yes.
Yeah. Being
my
awkward,
Yes, tell us all about you, how you
my
identify, all of that stuff.
my name is Cholora, and I identify as a gay non-binary person. Um, and my pronouns are she, her, they, them. Haven't really been super comfortable with he, him lately. Kind of just disappeared, you know. Um, Gender's a spectrum. Um, do I want to go more than that, or
Whatever you're comfortable with. Yes. We can go with the GM now. We can just do some quick introductions of everyone, and then we can get into the nitty gritty of it all.
Yes, okay. Hi everybody. My name is Jam. Um, let's see. I identify as gay and my pronouns are he, him, and also they, them because those are pronouns that can refer to any and everybody. Um, and yeah, I'm here to talk about video games, being an Xbox gay, in a world of PS gays and computer gays. Living my best life. But I'm here and it's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
Yes. Super exciting. Koga.
All right, so my name is Koga Jangles. I'm pansexual, go by he, him. Um, kind of also, I guess, more than an Xbox person, but I mostly game on PC, and since that kind of goes together, that works well for me. I play pretty much anything I just find fun, so I play quite a variety. So I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch.
Awesome. And I'm Ruby. Hi, hello. You can call me Project Ruby if you're feeling nasty or if you're feeling fancy. My pronouns are he, him, they, them. We love all of it. Yeah, I don't take my identity very seriously, I guess, in a way. Like, I really, like, a lot of people refer to me as she. Like, my friends mainly, it's like, oh, she's pissed, oh, she's doing this, she's doing that, and I honestly do that to myself as well. So it's just not something, as long as you don't refer to me as it, then we're good, we're gonna be great, we're gonna be friends. But yes, I love podcasting. I have my own podcast. I'm a variety clown on Twitch as well. So I figured I would bring other fellow clowns who are into gaming, and we could all talk about some gaming things, just gaming things to be exact. But yes, how about you, Spin?
All right, well, I am Spin Blend. I use he, him pronouns. I am a gay transgender man. Um, I am basically like a baby streamer. I've only been streaming for a couple months. But I'm very much a Nintendo gay, very into like Animal Crossing, Pokemon, mainly been streaming that. Um, so yeah, that's kind of where I'm coming from.
Awesome. I actually forgot to mention my own background with gaming. So, very quickly, I guess in future episodes, y'all are going to get to know us a little bit better when it comes to like specifics of like our history, like things that we grew up with, things that we've loved, and all that stuff. But just quickly, I grew up with Sega, like Genesis, Master System, and then moved straight into PlayStation. So PlayStation 1 through 4. I own all of them still. Well, I don't own my PS1 anymore, but I do have my 2, my 3, my 4, and my PSP. But yeah, I hope y'all are excited for the queer perspective on gaming, because we're all very passionate about that side of ourselves as well, and I think it's very important for people to know that as well, that it's this is not just a gaming podcast. This is a gaming podcast that has a perspective that isn't often showcased in gaming media. You usually see just a bunch of cishet males, sometimes a couple girlies here or there, but usually you don't see a lot of the queer voices that are out there and are very passionate about gaming, talking about gaming stuff. You know what I mean? Gaming Tingz, I should say. I need to remove stuff and every word that would be a synonym to Tingz and just replace it with Tingz from now on.
Honestly, a mood.
No stuff, only teens.
Just things, all things.
Exactly. We do have some weekly news that we're going to get into. Usually for our episodes, we're going to get right into the weekly news. Today, we figured we would introduce ourselves a little bit, give you a little bit of a taste of what we're each about and all that stuff. So shall we get started with our first story? We can get Jam on. Since Chalora was the first one who started the introductions, we can get Jam on with our first story of the week.
Yes. Okay. So this week, everyone and their mom has been playing Genshin Impact, of course. I have not yet. I am planning to get into it, hopefully, sometime soon. I really need to, because it looks
Yes.
beautiful and it looks like a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
But I think the big thing is it's like for being a free game, that's pretty new, right? And it's making tons of money and has been downloaded and 17 million times,
Right.
you know, on mobile alone, right? So like getting into that, like I didn't even know this game was coming out, to be honest.
Same.
So like the fact that this was a game that I didn't know about and like it was coming out and has now made, since its launch, about $50 million, like that's kind of insane. And it's continuing to grow. And for those of you who don't know, I don't know a ton about this game. I just see people play it.
Yeah.
So it just looks so, I don't know, it's beautiful. It's very Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild-esque. And it takes, and for being, I don't know, I guess the thing to me that's so weird about it is it being a free game, it's just so well done in terms of the art style and the music, from what I've been able to see. And it seems like the gameplay is fun and doesn't come across as super, super repetitive. And I would, you know, that's probably why it's been so successful in getting people to download it. It just is giving people something that they wanted for free that they can play in many different places.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the things that stands out to me, we do have a write up from IGN's Jordan Oloman, and they did an interview with the developers, and they said that the distribution and monetization model for Genshin Impact is basically like they want to ensure that people can play the game without needing to pay for any progress. And while there's the gacha mechanics of it all, and there's the, the paid experience, you basically just pay to get things quicker. If you're a patient person like me, yes, I have been playing Genshin Impact. Yes, it's ruined my sleeping schedule. I don't want to talk about it. But if you're a patient person and maybe you're on a budget and you don't want to spend any money, you can still get like good characters. Well, that's in the luck of the role, I guess. But you can still get a good experience out of the game. You actually get characters from just progressing with the story, like a couple the key characters you get from that, and then obviously you can get characters from roles, and there's guaranteed characters after a certain amount of roles, but you can get the points that you need to do those roles by just literally doing quests and walking around in the world and opening chests and doing random tasks, side quests, your dailies. When you get to a certain point, there's like a couple dailies that you can do every single day. So who else has fallen into the Genshin Impact wormhole?
Yeah,
Yes. His spin is like, maybe so.
I have.
So
Then you have
I'm
to
guessing
add
I
in-
need to get. I guess I need to get on that then, because I am the only one here who has not touched it.
You started playing it?
Huh?
Have you started playing it, Koga?
I did start playing it. I haven't gotten through the story yet, so I'm still going through that.
Okay.
But so far I do like it. I like how, as of right now, I don't feel like, okay, I need to throw my currency into, the banners, so I really haven't done so. And I think as long as they make it to where people don't feel like they need to, it'll be fine. So far, I do like it. I'm going to spend some more time with it. I also like how I can just switch between my phone and my PC, so I don't have to like. I don't think you can with PlayStation 4. I think it's just on that one.
So there's carryover between accounts as well.
Yeah, there's
Right.
cross
So
save
that's
between
nice.
PC and mobile. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they can all play together though, so that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's crossplay, but then PC and mobile have Okay.
Yeah.
And it is supposed to be coming out for the Switch, I guess, sometime next year. Supposed to be having a beta next year, and then coming out later on. So that's going to be added in. Not sure how it's going to handle, the saving and the data and whatnot, but it'll have crossplay with the other versions as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So far, gives it a thumbs up for me.
I love
Ruby.
Yeah.
that.
Do you any of you think that any of y'all kind of think that other developers are going to follow this because of how successful this has been, like, in such a short time? Because I feel like these styles of like gacha games have existed, but
Yeah.
the success hasn't come so quickly as it has, I feel like, for Genshin Impact.
I think that's a really good question because I don't think gaming is necessarily going to change, because I don't think that a lot of developers that are expecting people to pay for their games up front, I don't think they're necessarily they're not going to be changing the way that they go about it, because they're like, oh, Genshin is free, so maybe I won't charge for my game. I don't think that's necessarily going to happen. I do think that it has the potential to open people's eyes to an idea that, like, as long as your game is like really good quality and you make it so that people, because the whole thing with Genshin is like, I feel like a lot of the appeal of it is like people are like, oh, I'm just gonna give it a try, it looks cute, I'm gonna give it a try, it's free anyway, and then you get blown away, or at least I did, by how good it is for a free game. Because a lot of the times, like, I grew up on a budget. Like, my parents thought that gaming was a waste of time, so we always got stuff like, very cheap or very late within the console cycles and stuff like that. So in order for me to play games growing up, I always got into those like free MMOs growing up, and I always would be like, yeah, it makes sense that this is free, because you could always see like certain flaws in it, or you could be like, I don't know about this one. But with Genshin, it's actually like really good. The combat is really, really fun like you can quickly switch between characters, and each character has different elements associated with them, which also plays into the dungeons that you do, because then in certain dungeons you need certain elements so that you can do certain puzzles, or the enemies, like they usually give you a recommended list of elements to bring into like with your party, because of the enemies that you're going to encounter on there. And I also love that it has, I know that I'm straying away from the question a little bit, but I also love that the elements interact with each other. So basically it's like you can overwhelm an enemy if you do like a water attack on it, and then you do a lightning attack on it, and then you do an ice attack on it, and it basically just like they have a specific name for it. I don't know if it's overcharged or something like that, but there's basically like a specific thing that you do to the enemies when you do all of the elements like at the same time, and they get like overwhelmed and they get shook, and you do a bunch of damage.
So they all stack, kind of.
Yeah, really, really love it. Yeah. You have to kind of disconnect from the Pokemon mindset a little bit. Because there's like certain matchups that you would think would like work, but sometimes they don't necessarily. So you have to kind of like look at the game on its like own. I can't really think of any examples right now. But I remember while I was playing it, I was like, oh yeah, that would make a lot of sense actually. Like, of course, that's how it works. Yeah, I think it's like the water and fire thing. Like I remember like it was a little like weird at first. I was like, oh, it's effective, but it's like it's not as effective as I would have expected. Like it's just kind of evaporates stuff. Like when you use water, the water just evaporates, and you're like, oh, so this is not how I go about this. Got it. You know what I mean? It's like it's just like a little. It's interesting. You have to like be selective with how you go about it. But yeah, what did you think, Chalora? Have you gotten into it?
I'm adventure rank 29.
Ooh, yes. I'm still progressing slowly but surely, so that's really impressive.
So I like to play it every day. I do the daily commission thingies. I have a 5-tier character or whatever, which is great. I got really lucky. I personally find the game just super enjoyable. I watch Netflix at the same time that I play and just run around doing whatever, getting new recipes to cook or whatever. I really like that they gave so many characters, especially in this first patch upon release. So they've given the option to obtain, I think, 2 characters beyond just the story characters that they give you. So if you just reach certain points in the game, they'll give you Barbara, and I think, I don't remember her name, but she's like a fire chick with like a spear and a like little bear that eats a hot chili and like shoots fire out of its mouth.
I love her, by the way.
Love that.
She's great.
She's great.
Love that.
I also really like the combat and the, like you said, like there are 5 different types. There's like a regular sword character, which is like more fast paced, does a lot of quick strikes. There's large sword or like great sword characters that do heavier blows but take longer. There's spear characters, which are kind of like a mix of those two. There's mage characters, and then there's archer characters. And like there's a lot of puzzles too, which is incredible. I love just wandering around and, oh, there's a puzzle, or here's a little ghost dude. I gotta help the little ghost dude, or whatever. And as I've noticed today from playing today, some of the commissions you do from the daily quests actually impact the world that you are playing in. So like there's this one village that is like a giant tree, and it has sort of this village that is like vertically oriented. So part of this tree, the elevator, brings you up and down because the stairs are broken. And it's not spoilers because it's just like a little mini quest, but like you can fix the stairs at some point, which is just, I don't know, like stuff, little things like that kind of give me like
Yeah.
attention to detail. Like for me, I know like I've played games where the stairs never get fixed and you're like, why? Why do I always have to take the elevator or whatever? Like, I've been playing this game for so many hours. Why don't they fix the stairs?
Uh,
So,
I
um,
honestly love that.
I
yeah,
think
I
I think
love
that's
the
one of the
attention to
most
detail.
yeah, I think that's one of the most interesting things though that comes from this game, right? Like it being a free game and having all of this attention to detail and like such a fleshed out system for combat and all of these things that kind of for some of these free games that become very popular, those things come way later down the line, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, for sure. The question is, who's the character that you want to have, but you still haven't rolled it? Because Mr. Venti is avoiding me, and I have a lot of thoughts about that, especially when
Offended.
people get him right away and they're like, is this a good role? I'm like, yes, it is, honey. Yes, it is. Um, yeah, so basically in there's like a wish system where you can basically that's where the gotcha mechanic comes from. And they have a few banners. They have a banner for beginners where you can get a guaranteed character. She's a maid girl. I forget her name, but she has like a great sword. You can get her like immediately. And then you can get other characters. And another banner has like a certain amount of characters that you can get. Like there's a higher chance of getting them. So you can get Barbara. You can get the spear girly. You can get oh my god, what's her name? There's an archer girl that is of thunderous elements. I forget her name. Fistgirl, I think, something like that. And there is the one and only Venti, and he is ever so elusive because he refuses to show up for me. He refuses to say hi to me. He's so rude. And I've
Not
literally
for you,
gotten
Ruby.
every single character from that banner except for him. And I feel personally targeted and attacked. So,
Also, at this point, I have like a conspiracy theory that Venti just like hates all of us, and he's just avoiding all of us because I also have not gotten him yet, and I'm just like,
yeah,
when will
Maybe
Venti
so.
return to me?
Maybe so.
it's a journey. It's a journey. Honestly, I played a little bit. Like I've played the story quests enough to get to know him as a character, and I'm not gonna lie, he's not
Yeah.
my fave. Like as a person, he's not my fave. So maybe he just gets that vibe that I don't like him that much as a person, but I would like to play as him. You know what I mean? But anyway,
Yes. I you asked that question and I pulled up a list. I was like, let me look at this list.
oh
Maybe
my
get the
god,
names.
yes. Do you
Um,
have certain characters that you're like, please, I want that, but you haven't gotten them
yeah,
yet?
I want there's a lot of I only have two mages, which is Lisa, who's like a thunder mage. You get her automatically, but I don't really like
I
her.
don't like her either.
Um, and I have Sucrose, which is a wind mage, which is great. She's super cute.
Oh, I like
Um,
her.
and she really works in tandem with other characters, which
Yeah.
is really nice too. Um, I would really like Klee, which is a pyro mage. She's like a little blonde girl and she's
Ooh.
super cute. There's Mona, who's a hydro mage, who's really neat. Um, I don't know how to say this one. Ning Wang.
I have her. I love
Oh,
her. She's the
she's so sexy.
she has like a yellow outfit, right? I
Yeah,
love her. She's like an
she's hot.
earthbender girly.
Yeah.
Love that. Love that.
Kiki, who's a cryo mage, she's also a little girl. She's so cute. And Chow, which is this like super douchey spear wind guy, and he's super cool.
Not the
Yeah.
douchey guy. Mm-mm.
Not that.
I'm not gonna lie, I actually don't know a lot of characters. Like I sometimes I see people post their roles on Twitter and I'm like, who is that? I don't know her. No, I'm like, interesting. Okay.
We don't know her. We don't know
Okay.
her.
Maybe they're
Enough to say
great,
it.
but I just don't know her. Like I
Exactly.
got
That's
Sucrose and I was like, who is this? And then I played as them and I was like, I'm here for you. Okay,
love
work.
this.
Like they're the same element as your main character, which is like
Yeah.
wind, and I just replaced the main character with them. I was like, no, I don't need you anymore. Sorry, Ruby.
I don't hear from either.
You're going to the
Oh no.
bank.
Oh my God, not that.
You're going to the corner. You know, you can sit in a corner.
Vanish into
It's
another dimension.
Not you sidelining your character.
Your own
it,
self.
it's what he
The
deserves.
main character.
He has a fierce crop top, and that's about that. You know, I'm like, that's the
Yeah.
only good thing about you. No, that's not true.
Hey, at least he has that.
Yeah, exactly. There is a patch coming very soon. Are y'all excited for it?
I'm so excited.
Yes, new characters, more drama, more story. Are you looking forward to it, Spian?
Definitely. I don't know what it is about this game. I think like part of it is definitely the fact that it's like cross save with PC and mobile.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like being able to play a game in different ways. Like that works for me and where I'm at as a person in this body that's not like always able to sit at a computer all the time. So like the mobile experience, definitely I prefer the PC experience. But the mobile experience is also really good. And like when I'm just like, okay, I can't play on the computer anymore. I just like lay down and get my phone going, and we can still go.
I
Love
love
it.
that.
Love,
About
love,
the game.
love that.
Yeah, I didn't even think
Yeah.
about it from like an accessibility perspective, right? Like how good that
Mhm.
is for people who, you know, or even people who are like already work at desks for like the whole day and they're like, girl, I just need to get up. I just need to go out and about and do stuff with my day or, you know, and
Yeah.
you can get your phone, it's cross save, and then you can pick it back up on PC if you want later. I love that.
Yeah.
Didn't think about that.
I'm really especially also excited for the potential Switch version coming. I don't know if it's going to be cross save, but like I would consider like having another save just to be able to play on the Switch. 'Cause
Yeah, the possibilities are
I love the
endless, you
on the
know?
Switch.
I
'Cause I can
Like
just like
any,
sit here and play, and I can also like lay down and play if I need to.
yeah,
like any and everywhere. Any and
Yeah, I love
everywhere.
that.
I love that.
So
Yeah,
I
go
really
ahead.
hope that'll be like a thing for more games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think
Yeah, I'm really hoping that's more of a thing. This upcoming generation is that they, have more cross save, more cross play, and things like that. 'Cause it's the same game, and I'm glad to see that happening with this one. Because the more options you give people, the better it overall is for everybody.
Yeah. Like let people play where they want to play. That's the big thing. And I think that's what some people have been learning, right? As this console generation has ended, you've seen a lot more games go to crossplay because some certain people are just like, well, I'm not gonna go buy a PlayStation just to play this game with my friends, or I'm not gonna go build a PC just to play this game with my friends when it already exists on my platform of choice, right? It's like now I can play with everybody because I don't have to go and buy a specific console to be able to do that. And so I'm hoping, yeah, that this free version of this basically showing that it's possible, like a free, this free game showing it's possible to do this, and it work well and be successful will push other developers and platforms to let it happen. I think the platform problem isn't so much of an issue outside of one player in the platform realm right now who doesn't like to play nice with crossplay.
I wonder who that could be. What an interesting statement.
Yeah, but that's one thing. And the thing is,
Yeah.
is they're becoming better about it because
Yeah.
they realize that it is helpful for them, right? Because at the end of the day, you can convince people potentially to move over to your system later if you're consumer friendly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Absolutely. I definitely love that idea, and I hope to see more and more of the cross play and cross save
Yeah.
moving forward because
Yeah.
Firstly, it just kind of removes a little bit of the intense factor of like the console wars. Like it makes it so that of course they're all competing, but I also like the idea of like you can compete with someone but also coexist in a manner that is not like aggressive towards one another, cuz let's be real, there's like I'm sure there's a big percentage of people on either side, whether it's like Switch, Xbox, or PlayStation or PC. There's a percentage of gamers on any of those platforms that is not going to change, right? Like they will forever continue with that brand. That brand has done them right from their first experience onward, and they will continue with it, whether it's Nintendo, whether it's Xbox, any of the consoles, or even a PC situation. So I think like as long as they learn how to play nice with each other, because that just affects the consumers at some point. Because especially now with like COVID and everything, like people are not gonna have all the consoles. Like, and I'm very curious to see if there's going to be a dip in sales, like in comparison to like the first few months of this generation versus the first few months of the previous generation, and see if there is some sort of difference because of people's wallets basically this year. But that could also change due to like the I know Xbox has the their like financial support, easy access kind
Yeah,
of Xbox access, right?
I think
Xbox
it's
All Access.
All
all
access,
access.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and
So
that's
that
yeah.
could also be a
You make it
factor.
easy and approachable with price, saying, "Oh, pay $35 a month for 2 years," and at the end of that, you keep the console and you're done, right?
And you've played all these games
Yeah, and yeah,
from Game Pass.
yeah, you get Game Pass and Xbox Live Gold in that money as well for those 2 years, which means you get access to every game Microsoft makes through Xbox Game Pass. You don't even technically have to pay for that. They might be on there only for a couple months and then they're gone, but you didn't have to go buy the game. You could say, "Oh, I'm going to play this game for 2 months. All right, there's another game coming out in 2 months that I want to play that Microsoft makes. It'll be there too."
Yeah,
Great, you know.
for sure. Well, but speaking of all the consoles and all the services, we do have an update from PlayStation Now. So, Koga, do you want to get into our write up from Adam Mitchell from the PlayStation blog?
Yeah. Adam Mitchell made a post about a few games that's going to be coming over, especially for um this month. I know a few of them, like Friday the 13th, which is I haven't played much of that, but I know pretty much you just try not to get killed by Jason. I played that one time, and I just hid in like a room, and I somehow won. Don't know why.
I love that.
Um, Another game that's gonna be is called Days Gone, Trine 4, the Nightmare Prince as well. And PlayStation Now is just pretty much, like you could say, their version of Game Pass. And there's a few of these games that they'll add monthly, and you can either stream them and you can download them as well. So it's good for people who who may not want to buy them, but it is I think it's like $10 a month for that. So I would say it's pretty decent stuff that they're adding to it, especially with it being Halloween time, and
Yeah.
it's time for those good old horror games.
Spooky season.
Right?
I love it.
PlayStation
I
really
love
said
it.
spooky season is upon us. PS Now is such a weird service to me because it's a weird hybrid between Game Pass and the xCloud, but I don't think it's as good as either of those services. So that yeah, PS Now is just like a weird service, in my opinion, which we could probably get into in another time of like what they could do better to improve that. But yeah, are y'all into like horror games and the horror genre of gaming in general?
I am. I really like horror games. Like I get spooked. I jump, I scream, but it's fun for me. I don't, I, you know, which is very weird because I'm not huge into horror movies. So horror movies, don't want to watch them. Give me a horror game where I'm immersed in the experience, and I'm like, yes, please. I want to be chased down a hallway and not be able to get away. That sounds great to me.
I love that for
Uh,
you.
I love that. I'm exactly the opposite, weirdly.
Same.
Because like I love horror movies because I can just like sit and just like be cozy, have my popcorn, and just like watch somebody else go through all the horror stuff. And then, but with a horror game, like it's me, and it feels a lot more personal.
Right.
So I'm just like, oh, I wanna. But like of the games on this list here, I think Friday the 13th would probably be the most would make me the most interested, just because like it does have that movie tie-in. I love the Friday the 13th series, and also it's multiplayer. So if I'm spooked, at least I'll be spooked with friends.
Yeah, spooked with friends.
Right?
Love that.
Kind of
Yes.
my perspective on that.
I firstly I was agreeing with you, but then you went into liking horror movies, and I was like, oh no, that's not me at all. Like I'm not into anything horror. It's funny because the only thing that I can actually tolerate that is horror themed is actually games. Like I love me some Resident Evil. I loved Until
Yes.
Dawn. I Dead by Daylight I dabble in, even though that's that's spooky but not necessarily terrifying. Um, but no, absolutely. I am actually the opposite. Like I like it when it's a game because I have a little bit more control over the situation,
Yeah.
and a lot of the times it's
Dabble.
I do prefer a game where it's like you actually can fight back because I remember I played Outlast. I think that was the game. And with that game you just have to run and you don't have a way to defend yourself, so I don't like that. But I like a Resident Evil where you have guns, different types of guns, knives, grenades, and then you do puzzles to get distracted a little bit, and then you panic because you run out of ammo, but then you continue. And I've actually started Resident Evil 2 on my own Twitch, and that's been such an experience because it's equal parts amazing, equal parts disgusting, and equal parts terrifying, and I love it. I am genuinely loving it. So yeah.
It's beautiful. And it has
So much.
and it has
So much.
Leon in it.
And it has
So-
Leon in it. Yeah, exactly. Although
too.
I did have to change the skin because his original character model, I was like, I'm not here for the Karen haircut. I'm not here for the cop outfit. I was like, I don't want to be reminded of his flaws as a human. So let's pretend he's not a cop. Let's have him wear like this beautiful like button up with like all of his like gun straps and all that stuff, the hair slicked back. I was like, you know what? I can actually get into this gig. So yeah. That's
Yeah.
that's my take on Resident Evil 2. Get the deluxe and change his outfit as quickly as possible.
Do
I
it.
like to play in horror games, but the best way that I've played them for me is in virtual reality. The first experience I had with this was Resident Evil 7, and this was amazing.
I
It was
could
scary
never.
too,
I
but it
would
was
die.
amazing. It was because it like until you put on a headset and you like have like some headphones, you really don't know what it's like until you get into that mode where it feels like you're there, like the sounds and
Yeah.
everything, and then you got to get used to moving. And then after that, I was like, this is great. You know what
Yeah.
I would love? Five Nights at Freddy's VR. Later on that year, here that game comes. That's easily one of my favorite horror VR games of all time because it legit scares me to where sometimes I don't want to play it.
I
It's
that.
like you're
Yeah, go on.
because it's kind of like it's based off of like 1, 2, and 3, and then some like mini games of the other ones. But it like again, it feels like you're there, and the animatronics are so tall. So I turned left, and I'm just looking at their stomach, and I look up, and then they're like, here, this is how they go. They go.
Absolutely not.
It's extremely scary, and then just the atmosphere and everything. I'm like, this is the best VR horror experience I've ever had.
I could
But
never.
I need to take this off because
I'm done.
really
I'm done
legit
for
scares
now.
me. Yeah, I love it,
Oh,
but it
that's
scares
great.
me to death.
You know what? You know what's not scary? Nintendo. They could never. And they actually had a Nintendo Treehouse recently. We actually have a write up from IGN's Matt T.M. Kim, and so I'm just gonna read his write up because it's easier. So, quote: Nintendo of America hosted a new Treehouse Live, which included a live gameplay demo for Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Two Nintendo Treehouse hosts walked viewers through a few of the new features coming to the Nintendo Switch version of Pikmin 3, including the first ever story mode, co-op mode. The hosts ended the Pikmin 3 portion by announcing a demo. The demo came out the day of, so it's still out on the Nintendo eStore. The demo includes a save data transfer, so players can take their progress from the demo and transfer it to the full game when it's released on October 30th. I love that, by the way. Like, I love a save that carries over from the demo. But I know nothing about Pikmin. I've never played this game, so who's excited about some Pikmin 3?
Ruby, you have to play Pikmin.
Yes.
Is it
you
a
need to play Pikmin.
requirement? Should I?
You have to play
Yes.
Pikmin 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, I've never
Yes.
played it either, so.
Okay.
Then
Time
you have
for
to play Pikmin 1, 2, and 3.
time for
Yeah, Pikmin
Chalora
is
to do
great.
us a sales pitch on the Pikmin series, because I didn't grow up with Nintendo at all, so I need to know everything that there is to know about Pikmin.
Pikmin is incredibly endearing and cute and wonderful, and it's just like the cutest yet most like engagingly, I don't know, like it's just there's so much going on with, like, it's not complicated, but it's like well developed. The first game can be a little difficult compared to the second and third games because the first game had a time limit. So you had 30 days to collect 30 pieces of a rocket ship that you crash landed. And if you did, you had 30 days left of oxygen. So you kind of have to find these pieces. And I feel like the Pikmin world is so cute because everything is incredibly tiny.
Yeah.
Sometimes you walk around and you're exploring the area, and then suddenly there's an enormous rubber duck. And it's like, but those are supposed to be small, but you realize how tiny you are, and it's so adorable.
Yeah.
And the way that your little Pikmin friends react to things, and you fling them and they go woohoo, and like they are the most adorable things. And you cry for them when they die, and you scream at them when they drown themselves like idiots. And
that took a turn.
I don't know, the enemies are very interesting too. So and from that point it really only evolves between game to game. So, like, Pikmin 1, you're on a time crunch. Pikmin 2, you're trying to find valuable items to send back to your home planet. And in Pikmin 3, I forget exactly what it was, but you're trying to find fruit to make like juices.
Right.
And every time they add something new. So I believe in Pikmin 2, the new Pikmin were purple and white.
Yeah.
And so one
they
was
were.
poisonous. The white ones were really weak, but they were poisonous. So if you threw one and an enemy ate it, it would damage it. And the purple ones were like super heavy, but they were also super strong. So you'd throw them and they'd like fly through the air, and then they go like on the ground. So, I don't know. They were all really cute in their own characteristic way.
Yeah.
And it's always like a new adventure every single time. And I think it's an incredible series that needs to be explored.
There
Yeah,
you go.
aren't they supposed to be doing a Pikmin 4 as well?
They better be.
I love that.
I remember I was super excited when they like teased that, and then it like never came to fruition again, and they haven't mentioned it. And I'm just like, I'm like, okay, thank you for Pikmin 3 Deluxe, but I kind of want the next game. But I'm excited to be able to play Pikmin 3 in a nicer way, honestly. Like, an upgraded version of what it was. So I'll take that for now.
Yeah, maybe they're gonna be gauging interest in the series by having the third one, having the demo, seeing how people react to it, and then they'll be like, you know what? Yes, we do need more budget for the fourth game. Yes, it needs to happen. They all asked for it, so don't let it flop. If you want a fourth one,
Guess I gotta buy it.
right. Speaking of other like gaming huge successes, the season 2 of Fall Guys is upon us. So Spin, do you want to get into that story?
Sure. Okay, so season 2 released a couple days ago. We have 4 new medieval themed rounds, a new season pass. We gotta all get to level 40 again. And right now I'm reading from a little excerpt from GameSpot's Steve Watts. Also new in this season is a show selector where it lets you play either the main game, or for the next few days I think it'll let you do gauntlet mode, and it's only single player stuff. So I've been doing a lot of gauntlet mode because can we all agree that egg game
Rotted.
disgusting, absolutely uncalled for.
Actually, the egg game is the
egg.
least of the
It's
offensive
team
team
game.
games. Like
At least it's not fall ball.
yeah,
Oh god.
yeah.
Not fall
Team
ball.
tail tag.
Team tail tag.
I do prefer
Yeah,
team
I
tail
think-
tag over solo tail tag, because at least like
hate
sometimes
the
your team can like carry you, but like if you're solo, then it's over.
Well, I don't know how many
True.
times I've done tail tag and like I've grabbed someone and I don't get the tail, or
Same.
I get the tail and someone didn't even touch me and they take my tail, and it's like, what is
Yes.
this? Like,
Yeah,
You
it's
grab
of
them
my-
from a mile away, but you have to be
Yeah, the
like inside their
hitboxes
body
are
to grab them.
weird. Yeah, the hitboxes are a little weird, and then it's just because everyone runs at the same speed, right? It's just like if you're far enough away from someone, you're never really going to catch up with them unless you
Yeah.
turn around and go the opposite direction, right? So it's just like,
Mhm.
and the goal is, to get them when they get knocked down or something. But what happens if they don't?
Right.
You're
What
just
happens if
chasing,
they're good?
Yeah.
I'm just still salty that I never ever won a crown in season 1. So.
Oh,
Oh.
not me neither. No crown buddies.
Am I the only person who's won a crown in here?
Maybe
Maybe so.
Okay, I'm a
Is Ruby
professional
the pro
gamer.
Ruby's canceled everyone.
Suddenly I'm a professional. No, I only succeed when it's hexagon, like that last one where you have to like run in the floor from beneath you falls, but I've been flopping at it. I only won like 2 times because of that game, because I feel like eventually everyone caught on to that strategy of like jumping in every like singular piece before moving on. Like some people would just like run through it, but now everybody learned that strategy. So a lot of the time you're just trying to sabotage everyone else, like don't come to my territory, and then next thing you know, you made your half of the stage smaller than the other, and then you fall, and then everyone else succeeds, and then you cry about it. But
Just a little crying.
season
part of the game.
2, I'm not gonna lie, so far I'm not impressed. Like, I had all these expectations. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get, like, every time I play, it's gonna be a new map, it's gonna be a new game mode, like, I'm gonna rarely play the old game modes. But it's actually the opposite. Like 90% of the time, like I've leveled up until like level 4 or 5, and literally most of the games I get are like old games. Sometimes not even remixed. You know how before season 2 they kind of remixed a couple of the stages. Sometimes I don't even get the remixes. I just get the regular old stages, and I'm like, I I am leveling and I am getting new stuff, but I feel like I'm still playing season one, which you would think that they would make the like because obviously it's randomized the game modes, but you would think they would make the new game modes more more likely that you get them rather than the old ones, so that you get that you get to experience the new stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, how are y'all liking the new season?
Yeah, I am barely seeing the new stages. Like I love the new outfits. So far, like my favorite thing about the new season is the new outfits. I
Yeah.
need the Jester
Yeah,
outfit because I'm a clown.
same.
But
We
like
love
I
a
barely
clown.
ever see the new stages even.
Yeah,
I played the I'm like level 3 or 4 now, and I think I played that platform stage once, and then I've played
same.
the that like gauntlet with the swinging axes like a couple
I haven't
times,
played that.
and that's basically it.
I haven't even gotten that one yet.
Yeah.
Like, I only played the platform one, which was a pain in the ass, by the way.
Oh,
That's where you move the platforms
Yeah.
around.
You have to like move the
You have to allow
platforms, and then
people.
some of them have like some of them are smaller than others, so you can like jump on one and then jump on the other. But
Okay.
sometimes you climb the first one and then people move the second one, and then sometimes people hold on to them, and sometimes you try to do that and someone accidentally jumps into you, and then it's
Mm-hmm.
it's
Got
a
it.
it's it's a whole
Problematic.
problematic, yes.
Journey.
So it's
I
a
haven't
team
even
game
played
without
it
being a
yet.
team game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Alright.
Basically. But yeah, I haven't gotten the new egg game version. Haven't gotten that one, which the map actually looked like more decent with that one.
Okay.
Because it was harder for other people to it's like a weird, like it's a different map dynamic, so it's not as easy to like just steal from everybody. It's like the distance between each team's posts are a little bit longer, so you have to walk further. There's like bridges. There's it's a whole thing. So I'm interested to try that one. But yeah, I only got the platform one, and I rarely get like new stuff. Like I even rarely get the remixes. So season 2 feels
Yeah.
like season 1 plus a couple things that I randomly get sometimes. But yeah, anyone else
I have
has
not
any thoughts
tried-
on season 2?
I haven't tried the new season yet. I've been saying that I'm going to, so I actually might do it today.
Ooh.
But
I
I need-
probably
I need
hop
to
on there with you.
I need to do it. I need to stop playing other games that I play entirely too often.
uh,
Oh my god.
speaking of what games, do you wanna mention any games that you've been playing, perhaps? Because this is the second half of our show where we're gonna be talking about what we've been playing, how we're enjoying whatever we're playing, and give you our thoughts on our gaming experiences. So yeah, Jam, what games do you play a lot of?
Too often. Too often.
Yeah.
Currently absolutely obsessed with Dead by Daylight, which is terrible because I said I would never play that game. I was like, I'm never gonna play this ever, and now literally play it every day.
I love that
also,
for you.
Recently got into replaying Resident Evil 7 because I am prepping myself for when Resident Evil 8 Village comes out next year because I love the
Yes.
Resident Evil series. So I'm gonna try and play through all of Resident Evil 7 and then the 2 remakes as well. You know,
Yes.
we'll see. We'll see what happens.
The new one looks like it's gonna be very, very spooky. I haven't played 7 yet, but I've seen people play that, and it looks terrifying. So
7 is it's great. It is very very creepy. I will say, like, I played it in VR a little bit on like at a friend's place.
y'all are brave.
Once.
I could never.
I didn't. I said I would never do that again. I played it for a little bit, and then I was like, oh no, can't do that anymore. But I am replaying it on console. But I have the Xbox like Pro controller, and I can plug in my headphones, and it'll do the kind of surround stereo
Oh,
audio and give it so that I get that immersive experience, but I don't have the visual immersive experience as much, which is
yeah.
helpful for me because I'm more of a visual scare than a sound scare person. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Resident Evil 2 has that too, where you have the setting where they ask you what audio device you're using, and one of the options is headphones, and I was like, surely this is not going to be a problem. Next thing you know, you hear like, oh no, they're behind me. Oh no, they're
yep.
I don't want to turn to the right because I know for a fact there's going to be someone there. Or like you kind of hear like, oh, there's someone that's going to fall from the ceiling, and you just get into a denial mode until they jump right in front of you, and then you scream, and then you're like, oh, I shouldn't have denied that. I knew it was going to happen. Um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah, I've been playing that. I've been playing Resident Evil 2. I recently finished on stream Tomb Raider 2, which was a journey. Someone in chat, we do this on live on Twitch. By the way, I don't think we said that earlier, but we do these live on Twitch, but also there's an podcast version, audio only. There's a YouTube version, so we'd love to see you. Check us out everywhere. Yeah, get it in your preferred platforms. But someone in the Twitch chat was calling me out because earlier I was talking about how I'm a patient person with Genshin, and they were like, she was not patient in Tomb Raider, was
We pretend not
she?
to see
She
it.
wanted to get that
Pretend not
game
to see it.
over with. And to be fair, to my defense, I will say that I actually took way longer than the average playtime on howlongtobeat.com. I took way too long. Like I was looking at guides every once in a while because I got stuck in weird parts. Like I always get stuck in the silliest things. It's like, oh, there was a tile that I needed to push, but I didn't see that. Or oh, there was an item hidden there, but I didn't see it because it was in a weird corner and the camera angle is terrible. So I was looking at guides, and there was an average of like certain levels for like every 10 minutes of the guide, it would take me like an hour. So there was one specific stream that took me 4 hours to beat a level that in the guide was like 40 something minutes. And I was like, you know what? It's okay that it takes me 1 hour to do something that it takes this person 10 minutes to do. And I'm okay with that. I'm at peace with that. But yeah, but that's over. That's uninstalled. We're okay. Hated that
That game does not exist anymore.
Oh man.
Game can't hurt you
Cannot
anymore.
see it.
Installed.
Yeah, she can't hurt me anymore with her pointy titties. Yeah, no, it's funny because I have a weird love-hate relationship with Tomb Raider. Like I like it, but I also hate it when it frustrates me, but I can't stop playing it until I beat it. So it's a whole thing. But yeah, I've been playing Spiritfarer as well. That game, since it came out, like I've been playing it occasionally every once in a while. It's incredible. The art style is gorgeous. It's actually nominated for a game. It's not the Game Awards. It's a British Game Award show. And the art direction is nominated for an award there, and it's beautiful. It's basically this game where you're basically the Grim Reaper. You have this beautiful boat that you can customize. You can build houses. You can build a farm. It's a simulation game. You basically have to go around this world with your boat, and you have to collect these spirits that need certain tasks or certain wishes fulfilled so that they can move to the other side. It's a beautiful game. It's very cozy, but it also will hit you in the feels when the characters that you've grown attached to and you've been feeding every day, you've been hugging every day, that hug mechanic gives me life. And suddenly they're like, I think I'm ready to go. I'm like, no, you're not. Let's procrastinate. Let's go all the way around so I don't have to take you. Nuh-uh. And so, yeah, I don't want to spoil too much, but I've already said goodbye to one character, and I'm procrastinating on saying goodbye to another character. So there's that. And I think gaming-wise, Yeah, Genshin has taken a lot of my time. It really has. Genshin, like Chalora was saying earlier, like Genshin is really easy to like tab out of. So you can watch Netflix, you can watch a stream, you can literally do anything like if you have a second monitor or on your phone or whatever, it's very easy to multitask while you play Genshin somehow, even though it's a very combat heavy game. You can get like a podcast, like Just Gaming Tingz in the background while you play. I'm just saying, just giving you some ideas for content, for how to spend your time. um, yeah, what about you, Spin? What have you been playing?
Oh my god. I did not think I was gonna get as much into Genshin as I did. And like the first day I downloaded it, I was just like, oh, I'll just play it for a bit. And then I was up at 2 a.m. and I was like, wait, what's happening? What? When did 2 a.m. get here?
Right. Exactly.
So it was very that. It was very that. Also, I swore I would never play Dead by Daylight, but I did download it recently for things that may be coming soon, TM.
Yeah.
And literally, I was in the tutorial, like trying to learn how to like survive and whatever.
Trying to survive or whatever.
Whatever, just surviving things. Um, I my partner comes in and he's just like, I can't believe you. How dare you become a Dead by Daylight gay? You swore you were never gonna.
I said the same thing.
I love
And
that.
I'm just here like, I can't even defend myself. I am playing Dead by Daylight. I'm sorry.
Oh my god. I love
That
that.
was
I only really play
that's
that
a
with
lot of fun.
friends, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever play by myself.
Yeah.
I would just want to play with friends. Just friendship surviving things.
Custom game.
Absolutely.
Custom game.
Yeah, I've also been getting into I got the 3-pack, the Mario 64 Sunshine and Galaxy 3-pack.
Ooh.
I've just started Mario 64. I did a little bit of it on stream, but I know some of y'all were there for that, and I was kind of a disaster. Like I didn't make hardly any progress.
I love that.
So I've been just that's very much a mood for me in gaming anyway. As soon as I hit that go live button, just the brain cell just whoop. But yeah, I've been getting some of the like bonus stars off stream, and that's been so fun. I definitely want to keep streaming like the main storyline and like the bosses and stuff, but I've just loved like getting back into Mario 64 because I didn't really play it too much as a child, so it's been really fun to revisit it as an adult.
Yeah, Mario
That's
64
basically
is
what I've
great.
been up to. It's been really fun.
Yeah, I'm glad you're
So
enjoying
yeah,
it. 64, I've heard people be like, this has not aged great.
Yeah, the controls are a little bit.
Yeah, a little
It's
dated.
a little. Like I go one step and I like slide a mile away. No.
Not that. Absolutely not. What about you, Koga? What have you been playing?
So I played the other day Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. There's a remaster coming out next month. It's not going to get a whole lot of changes, just visual updates. This game originally came out back in 2010 for PS3, Xbox 360, and PC. So they're just giving a bit of some touch-ups, all the DLC, which I don't even remember what the DLC was. It's also coming to the Switch, PS3, Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and then PC. They're all gonna have crossplay, so that's enough to catch my interest. Hot Pursuit is pretty much a game where it's racing, of course, but also getting chased by the cops, or you can be a cop and just chase people. And then they added like some items and whatnot, like strips to spike strips, EMPs, and things like that. It for me when I played that, originally 10 years ago, it was just fun. It was not the Need for Speed game that a lot of people wanted, and it was also made by Criterion Games, who does Burnout. So it was like if Need for Speed and Burnout, made it, and it was a hit and miss for people, but for me, it was just downright fun. So I played it a few days ago and just for about 2 hours, and it's definitely still fun. And for me, that's the most important thing. It's not doesn't have a lot of customization for your cars, but it was just fun to just go fast and I don't know, knock people off the road. Um, Another game I've been playing as of late is World of Horror. It's a point and click RPG that's pretty much made by one person in Paint. It came out in early access about February earlier this year. It's also on Xbox Game Pass for PC. In early access, and I've been trying to play it quite a bit more this week, and I kind of like it a lot. It does, like I said, it does have RPG elements, so you have knowledge, dexterity, and things like that. And events also give you skill checks, and if you get those wrong, you could either lose stamina or what's the other one? It's stamina and reason, which of course reason is more so your mental health. If one of those go to zero, it's game over. You also have your doom meter, which is pretty much when that gets to 100, then the game is over. And your goal of that is to beat whatever old god you're going against, and to solve all the mysteries and get to the lighthouse before that doom meter gets to 100. Another nice aspect is that the game does support mods, so there's custom events. There's now custom characters that just got added about a week or two ago. So there's a lot of replayability, and you just also have multiple characters that you play as, and each one has different perks or abilities. So the game can also be kind of RNG, and the game just says, "I don't like you," and you're going to lose.
Fun
But I
time.
like
Oh.
But
Love
I really
that.
do like the game a lot. It's still in early access, so it's about $15 on Steam. But if you have like Xbox Game Pass on PC, you can get it on there. It is a earlier version because Xbox makes it a bit more of a pain for them to update, and it costs a bit. But on Steam, it updates constantly. But I say if you want to try it on the Xbox Game Pass version, and then I don't know, maybe get it for $15, and then you get all the mods and everything else.
Wonderful. Yes. What about you, Chilora? What have you been playing these days?
I've been playing some Phasmophobia.
Ooh.
Creepy. I did play with someone who was playing in VR, which was interesting.
Ooh.
They have a lot of guts. Let's say that. Um,
Wait, that game has a
Honestly.
VR version?
yeah, and it's cross compatible. So like people who are playing VR can play with people who aren't in VR, which is
I would
cool.
never.
No,
I would
ma'am.
literally
Yeah,
never.
I'm good enough.
Yeah,
Like
honestly,
when I
just
first played that game, I didn't have it even on full resolution. I like reduced it on my big screen so that I didn't have
Yes.
to look at the one game. But it's really fun, and I can't wait for them to keep working on it and come out with better and better versions.
Yeah.
I've also been playing the opposite of Phasmophobia, Story of Seasons.
We love that.
Very lighthearted.
The new Harvest Moon.
Oh, love
I'm
that.
really interested to hear about that because I was thinking about playing that.
Yeah, I don't know if you played the original on Game Boy Advance, but they basically just improved a lot of aspects. They added a lot of little things too, which is really cute. So like instead of just chickens, now they have like little rabbits and alpacas and sort of these fantasy cows. So like you have your classic cows, and you have your chocolate milk cows, and you have your fruit
Aw.
cows and
I
coffee
love
cows.
that.
Coffee cows.
Yeah, I don't
I
know,
love
but
that.
they're really cute. And I don't know, just like I think that the original game was really good. I played the living shit out of the original game. So playing this new version is really nostalgic, but it's also just optimized. It's really good. So that's what I've been playing besides, regular stuff.
Yes.
I might have to start playing that because I also really love the Game Boy Advance version, so
Yeah.
I might have to get into that.
Yes,
That sounds great.
absolutely.
That sounds like something I want to play.
Yeah.
I'm also
Also,
playing Stardew
I
Valley all the time.
Ooh,
yes,
Stardew.
I love
Yes.
that game
don't buy
too.
anything called Harvest Moon anymore because it's not called that anymore. Um, I'm actually kind of mad about that because like I did buy a Harvest Moon thinking that it was Harvest Moon, but it's not Harvest Moon.
Hmm. Did anything
'Cause
happen with like the rights of that series or like
I'm not 100% on it, so don't quote me on it, but like something happened where the naming of it got bought out. So some other developer or something took the name, but the original developers of Harvest Moon started making Story of Seasons. So the
oh.
original game makers are now called Story of Seasons, not Harvest Moon. And like I've played some of the new Harvest Moons and they are god awful.
Oh no.
Like the movements are janky and like not crisp.
Hmm.
The plot is terrible. The like I don't know, it's just not fun. Like it's almost identical, but like somehow Story of Seasons or the original developers know how to make games and these people don't. So
Ooh.
They just wanted
Chalora.
they just wanted the
Some fighting
licensing and
words.
the money.
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
That
It's like we're gonna
sucks.
take this famous name and people are gonna make us money and we're just gonna do nothing with it.
Isn't that the worst? Oh my god.
I
Yeah.
just play Stardew because Concerned Ape is excellent.
Yeah,
There you
Stardew
go.
is so good. So
I can't
good.
wait for the next.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna have bananas.
Oh, now it's required. If you're a queer person, now there's bananas, you know?
Oh my
If that's not a sales
man.
pitch,
No,
Banana
man.
confirmed.
Jail. Jail.
if that's not a sales pitch on Stardew, then I don't know what it's going to be.
my God.
But yes, everyone, we're running out of time for our show this week. It has been wonderful, but before we go, do y'all want to share a little bit of what you do on your own streams and your own content so that people can get to know us a little bit better outside of Just Gaming Tingz? Because this is a wonderful project that we're all doing, but we also do a lot of other stuff while we're not here. So yeah, do you want to go first? We can start with Spin this time, and then we can go up reverse alphabetical order, I guess.
All right, sounds good. Mostly on my streams, I do a lot of Nintendo games, mostly Animal Crossing and Pokemon shiny hunting. This month we are going to be doing a Halloween costume contest in Animal Crossing, so definitely if you want to be a part of that, contact me. We are going to be doing we're shiny hunting for Pumpkaboo right now. Still haven't found that good purple pumpkin boy. When will my purple pumpkin boy return? when will he come back to us?
Oh my god.
Who knows? We're like 360 eggs in so far.
Oh no.
That's
So
commitment.
that's what I've been working on. So also soon, my copy of Crash 4 is coming in the mail because I was very into Crash 1, 2, and 3 growing up. They were some of my favorite
Yes.
games. I'm so hyped for Crash 4, and you might see Crash 4 on this channel maybe in the next few days.
Maybe
We'll see.
so. Maybe so. Indeed. Check out twitch.tv/JustGamingTingz and as well twitch.tv/SpinBlend. Definitely check out his streams. You can find me at everything Project Ruby. So Twitter, Twitch, YouTube at Project Ruby. I am a variety content creator. I have an occasional podcast that I do on my own called Breakfast at Ruby's. I also, where we talk about pop culture and stuff like that. I also do a little bit of everything. So I play video games, retro games, modern games. And it's a good old time. Sometimes I do reactions on my YouTube channel for K-pop stuff and like general new releases. Um, yeah, stay tuned for sure. Yeah, what about you, Koga? Where can people find you? What are you gonna be up to? All of that stuff.
So you can find me, of course, here twitch.tv/Koga_Jangles. You can also use that to find me over on Twitter. Um, on here, I mostly, like I said, I'm a variety streamer, so I just play whatever I feel like playing at the time. I do, like I was just talking about World of Horror, so I do kind of want to do maybe a run or two on live because I still have a lot to learn about that game. Since it is being, October, I might have to do Resident Evil 2 Leon B on because I haven't done that yet. Started, I did, I think, Claire B on hardcore, and since I overthink things, that was highly stressful for
Oh
me. I
no.
might not be doing hardcore this time, but definitely want to do that as well.
Awesome. Jam.
Right. Yeah, so here on Twitch, I am at twitch.tv slash jam_5899, and I'm the same on Twitter and Instagram. And over on my channel, we play all kinds of things. We are truly a variety stream. We make PowerPoints about my thesis project.
Yeah.
We do our hair. Um, we learn about fish. We talk a lot about fish. We talk about proteins that glow. If you want to learn about the gut, come talk to me. I'll talk to you about it all day long. But we also play a variety of games. We play Cuphead. I might eventually stream DBD since I play it so much. I might as well stream it sometimes. You know, we just like to hang out, and we love guts that glow.
Yes. Chalora.
I'm Laura, and I am a drag queen streamer. We play a lot of RPGs, a lot of solo player games. Sometimes we do team games with Team Stream Queens as well as other friends all over Twitch. And sometimes I just sit around and I eat food and I talk about really ridiculous things, or I show off shoes that I keep buying for some reason, even though I am only ever shown from like the chest up. Um,
Listen, you
yeah.
gotta do what you gotta do.
You know the shoes are there, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
I'll make sure you know they're there.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely. Yes, we love that. So please don't go support every single one of us. This is a fun passion project of ours, but of course we are also content creators on our own platform. So by supporting us on there, you're supporting us on here essentially. Um, yeah, expect Just Gaming Tingz every single Saturday at the same time every single week on twitch.tv/JustGamingTingz. Obviously, with our first few episodes, we're still, getting our groove of things, and we're still figuring stuff out. And so be gentle with us, but we do appreciate every single piece of feedback. Because we're making our own sort of route, and there's really no other like podcast like this that we can look to and have a reference of like what to do and how to go about things. So we're just trying our best, y'all. Stick with us because we definitely have more content besides podcasting going on for the future. Like Spin said, we're going to be doing occasionally we're going to be hopping on here in non-podcast days and just play games if we feel like it, new releases, whatever it might be. So definitely stay tuned for all things Just Gaming Tingz over here on Twitch, on YouTube. Please follow us at Just Gaming Tingz on your preferred podcast services, all of those fun things. And this has been a great episode. Thank you everyone for coming. Hope you all are excited for upcoming episodes of the show. This is going to be our main cast for the time being. Hopefully, as we grow, we're gonna get more folks on board, and we can get different perspectives, even more. We can expand even more on just gaming things. So definitely stay tuned. We have a lot of fun plans and ideas that we want to do eventually. So yeah, thank you all for all the love and support, and we'll see you next week for another episode of Just Gaming Tingz. Bye bye.
Thanks, everybody. Bye, y'all.
Later.
Body.